What is happening, YouTube? So, um, Kevin Porter Jr., he did something very terrible. He did domestic violence. So basically, long story short, he beat his girlfriend. I believe she even played for the WNBA, but regardless, beat his girlfriend. One of the most terrible things, like terrible ways to beat his girlfriend. Like, dude was punching her and all that. And then it's wild, pretty wild. And this is not the first time that KPJ has done this. He did this prior. Well, not exactly domestic violence, but he had like a off-court issue in a locker room. Dude literally like had a, I don't know, like a hot-headed type of breakdown. And even like when he was back with USC, I forgot what was that, but it was 3 times. That is crazy. Like, dude's known to get in trouble. Like, man, this dude is talented. Dude's a bucket, a certified bucket. But dude is just fumbling so many times. But this raises a question, and this is something related to the Clippers. Marcus Morris, he has not been good with the Clippers whatsoever. He had a huge down year. Dude was abysmal on defense. With all due respect, his shots hasn't fell in. Even his reboundings were pretty disappointing. Also, um, yeah, pretty bad defense, and dude keeps playing way too many minutes. Um, last the year prior, he wasn't so bad, but the Clippers should have took advantage and traded him while his value is high. Um, like when Morris is on, he's actually pretty good, but unfortunately, Father's Times is undefeated, and this could be a potential opportunity for the Clippers to get value from Marcus Morris. Um, because Kevin Porter Jr., dude's getting into way too much legal troubles. Um, and I think the Clippers could pull off a Marcus Morris for Kevin Porter Jr., and they could get some draft picks. Um, and I don't know exactly how much the Clippers could get in return, but if I'm being like biased, but not too biased, I think the Clippers could potentially get a first round pick, like maybe like a future first round pick, because when a guy like Kevin Porter Jr. gets in way too much trouble, and he's in a 4-year contract, so that's definitely gonna take up a huge chunk of the cap space for like 4 years until like 2027. So I could see teams that the Rockets want to get off his contract and then not take a risk of him getting into so much troubles and have him eat up the cap space. And this could be risky for the Clippers. If worst, let me put the worst case scenario and the best case scenario. Um, Worst case scenario, Kevin Porter Jr. just keeps getting into legal troubles and all that. And then he takes a huge chunk of the cap space. Um, and it's pretty long. It is pretty long. Um, and then also, Kevin Porter Jr. alone as a player wouldn't really, like, I don't know, like, his talent is there, but I don't know if he can, like, fit with the Clippers because the Clippers have so many guards. You got Russell Westbrook, who's a starting point guard. You got Terrence Mann. You got Bones Hyland. You got Brandon Boston Jr., who has been getting too many DNPs. Like, you already got so many guards, and also not to forget Norman Powell. So, how are you gonna really fit Kevin Porter Jr. into rotations? But again, he is a very talented player. So, when a player is talented, you could just eventually find a way to plug him in, maybe sit someone else. But Um, like going for Kevin Porter Jr. alone, I'm not like obviously wouldn't be a good option alone, but the reason why I'm kind of like just asking that question is because Clippers could get draft capital. Um, and the Clippers are pretty like they don't have much draft capital in the future till like 2027, and this is a prime opportunity that the Clippers could brighten up for the future because Kawhi and Paul George they're getting old, and if you have a lot of draft picks, it's gonna be pretty helpful. And um, the draft class has been getting is going to be pretty stacked, especially in the 2027, 2028. Um, there are already some very intriguing prospects, and obviously, if you have more draft capital, hey, you could trade up. So, so that's like the worst case scenario. The best case scenario, Clippers will not only get a draft pick, but if Kevin Porter Jr. somehow like doesn't get charged with like a felony, um, and I guess for some reason the NBA doesn't suspend him, I guess you can always try to like play Kevin Porter Jr. some minutes. It's not going to really fit ideally with the Clippers, but I guess a little bit, and then you can maybe somehow get to like maybe give him up like buy him out, I guess, and then or maybe even just decide to bait a gullible team. So that would be the best case scenario. But realistically, I predict that unfortunately the way how Kevin Porter Jr.'s history, he would get into like way too much trouble and all that. But I would still think about trying to do a Marcus Morris trade and then taking on Kevin Porter Jr. contract, and then you get a huge amount of draft capital to brighten up the Clippers' future or give the Clippers extra asset because you pretty much get um, something solid pretty much for free. It's just you have to take on the contract. And I don't know how long, like how big is his contract exactly. Um, it might be pretty big, but again, if the draft pick turns out to be pretty good, this could pay off. Like, and again, you're not really trading anybody because Marcus Morris, he's pretty much far from good. And yeah, so you get some draft picks for free, but you just have to take on, you know, a guy who cannot really, a guy who just keeps getting into trouble, and then yeah, so that's pretty much what the Clippers could get. Um, but what do you guys think about it? Um, and also, um, it would definitely also benefit the Houston Rockets as well because um, the Rockets they already have like a good amount of draft capital. They already got the Brooklyn Nets and all that, like the Brooklyn Nets draft pick from the James Harden trade. So they could definitely like give us one of their first round picks. And then for the Houston Rockets, this would be a win now move to an extent because not because he's Marcus Morris is any good, but it's because Marcus Morris' contract is expiring. And this would clear the Houston Rockets cap space by a huge chunk. So this could help them sign free agency and all that. So this could easily be a win-win situation. The Clippers, they get draft capital. They get a brighter future. Or if some of y'all are, still trying to like go for Harden and all that, personally, I'm still trying to like strangle the Sixers, not give them like more than one first round pick because we have leverage over them. But for the people who want to like go a little crazy, I guess you like in theory, I guess some of y'all might say, hey, maybe you can use those picks to trade them for like assets to help us right now, I guess. But personally, I just think I think we're good with our roster, but We have an incompetent head coach, in my opinion, but hopefully it's a new year and Ty Lue could prove me wrong. So I guess that's another option that the Clippers could do. Um, but either way, there are many ways, there are many benefits that the Clippers could, benefit of doing this trade. So Marcus Morris for Kevin Porter Jr. and draft capital, preferably a first round pick. Um, that would be an interesting idea to try out. But anyways, this should end this video. Um, Let me know what you think about uh, this potential idea. Um, it's just an idea that I just kind of like want to explore, and I just want to hear your opinions. Would you do that? Would you try to? Would you guys be willing to flip Marcus Morris for to take on Kevin Porter Jr.'s contract and legal troubles and all that, but you get a draft capital? Or would you rather just, you know, like how to deal with another year of Marcus Morris? Let me know what y'all think, and this should definitely end this video, and peace.